My first experience with cross-dressing occurred during early college. At the time, I had decided to be more outgoing and make as many friends as possible. I had become friends with two girls named Kelly and Monica. Kelly was a finance major, while Monica was studying engineering. Meanwhile, I was pursuing economics. It was still early in the school year when Halloween came around. Although our college was not known for throwing big parties, there were several small gatherings held by different social groups. As it turned out, Kelly and Monica were planning their own little Halloween party at a house off campus. One day, Kelly called me and invited me to the women's soccer team's Halloween party. I was thrilled at the prospect and quickly accepted the invitation. However, there was a catch. The party was for girls only. Kelly explained that I would need to come to their dorm first to get ready before we could go to the party. Although I wasn't quite sure what Kelly meant, I was excited to attend the party regardless. I agreed to meet them at 7 p.m. the following day. When I arrived at Kelly and Monica's dorm, Kelly welcomed me with a big smile and thanked me for coming early. However, I soon realized that there was a lot of work to be done. Monica was sitting on the couch, surrounded by various makeup products scattered across the coffee table. Kelly and Monica were already dressed in tight black dresses and had their makeup done. As for me, I had decided to wear a pair of jeans and a collared shirt to the party. I wasn't sure if I was underdressed, but I hoped it would suffice. Little did I know that my cross-dressing journey was about to begin. My heart was racing as Kelly and Monica stepped out in their tight black dresses that complemented their athletic figures. I felt a little nervous, and there was a moment of silence before Monica started speaking. Okay, so if it wasn't clear before, the women's soccer Halloween party is for girls only. That means you can only go if you look like a girl. I paused for a minute and said, "How will I look like a girl when I'm a guy?" Kelly giggled and said, "This is where the magic of makeup and some feminization comes in." Monica started giggling too. I took a deep breath and realized what was going on. They were going to dress me as a girl. I got up and said, "I have to go." Kelly yelled, "Stop, stop. It will be fun, I promise. It is only for the night, and no one is even going to know. I promise we will do a good job making you a believable girl." I thought for a minute and sat back down. This couldn't be that bad, maybe even a little fun. Who knows? I said, "Okay, let's just get it over with." Kelly and Monica jumped up and down in excitement. I was ready for my makeover. The first thing that happened was shaving my legs and arms. Kelly and Monica took me to the bathroom and gently shaved my arms and legs. I thought it was going to hurt, but it kind of felt nice. Next, they gave me a yellow dress and told me to change into it. They left the bathroom and waited for me to change. I examined the dress. It was a short yellow dress with lots of frills. I took off my shirt and jeans and stepped into the dress. I slid it up to my chest and tried to figure out how to latch it in the back. The material felt very smooth against my skin, and I liked how it moved as my body moved. I couldn't figure out how to latch it and called for Monica and Kelly to come back in. They immediately opened the door and burst out laughing. "OMG," they said, "you look so good." I was fairly skinny for my age, so the dress seemed to fit perfectly on me. They quickly helped me connect the back of the dress, adjusted it a little bit, and then brought me back into the living room. They sat me down on the couch and began doing my makeup. First, they applied some foundation that matched my skin tone. They then applied blush and concealer. Next, they had me look up while they put mascara on me. Finally, they applied lipstick and took a step back. Kelly said, "Wow, he really does look like a girl." Monica laughed and said, "Yes, he looks very girly." Kelly left and returned with a mirror. She put the mirror in my hands. I looked at myself and was amazed by how feminine I looked. My facial features looked so exaggerated. Monica stepped behind me and slid a brown wig over my head. My hair was super short, so the wig completely concealed everything. Monica adjusted the wig a little bit, and I looked in the mirror again. Wow, I thought to myself, I actually look like a girl. Kelly asked, "Do you like it?" I paused for a minute and said, kind of. She said, good. Kelly and Monica helped me stand up and brought a pair of heels from the closet. They held me as I slowly put on each of the 4-inch party heels. Monica bent down and fastened the heels on, and out of everything, the heels definitely made me feel the most feminine. I walked a few steps in them and realized the challenge I would be facing. Monica and Kelly said it was time to go, and all three of us left the dorm, briskly walking across campus. It was close to 9 p.m., and there were plenty of students around. A few guys looked at me as I walked past, but overall, no one seemed to bat an eye. All three of us got in Mary's car and drove off campus. Within a few minutes, we arrived at the house, and I was escorted out of the vehicle. I kind of felt like a celebrity, and Kelly and Monica were my bodyguards. Monica opened the door to the house, and I walked in. My heart stopped. The house was packed with around 30 girls. Everyone turned when I walked in and started clapping. I was so confused and felt my knees buckle in nervousness. Monica and Kelly stepped in after me, and Mary yelled, I would like to introduce you all to Adriana. She is one of the hottest girls on campus. Everyone cheered, and I turned to Kelly and whispered, I can't believe you told everyone. Mary responded, haha, don't worry. The soccer team loves you, and your secret will be safe with all of us. The rest of the night was a blur. Many of the girls took turns coming up to me and admiring my dress. They would often feel the fabric and compliment me on how great my makeup was. I was always telling them to thank Kelly and Monica. I kind of liked being the center of attention and enjoyed everyone looking at me. I made a lot of friends at the party and was glad I went. Around 4 a.m., the three of us got in Mira's car and drove back to campus. They took me back to their dorm and helped me change out of the dress and heels. My feet hurt a lot from the heels, but it was worth it. They used makeup and pads to remove all the makeup from my face. The wig was not looking in good shape since I had danced all night, but Kelly said it was okay since it was a cheap wig. I changed back into my normal clothes and thanked Kelly and Monica for all of the fun. I gathered my things and walked back to my place. On the way home, Kelly and Monica sent me some pictures of myself that were taken at the party. I was surprised by how I looked. If I saw the girl version of myself on campus, I would think she was very hot and would probably try to get her number. I hope the pictures never got out. Once I arrived at my place, I laid down and quickly fell asleep.